And welcome back to All In Sports, coming to you live from McDonald's Park, the home of Group 9 footy here in the Riverina. It's been a fantastic afternoon of football, 4 brilliant games and 4 deserved winners. And the losers will happily go after Mad Monday, but they've had a fantastic year and it's been a great afternoon. Joining me here this afternoon to cover everything from their first grade grand final between the minor premiers, the young Cherrypickers and the Wagga Kangaroos. We've got my kangaroo partner, Walshy. Walshy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us again, Deucey. Lovely to be here. Beautiful day up there.
I tell you what, you boys have had a successful afternoon so far, winning the 16s and the 18s.
Yeah, the juniors had good, strong wins this morning. Very proud, and both my boys in that game, and it was good to see.
I was about to say a proud papa because your young bloke Jack managed to win man of the match in the 18s. That was fantastic.
Yeah, played very strong, Jack, and very proud of him. But yeah, the whole team did their job in 16s and 18s, and let's see what we can do for first grade.
And to balance the ledger on the other side, from the young Cherrypickers, former coach, he's done everything at Group 9 except the cleaning up. He's Nick Hall. Nick, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. Very exciting day.
You've got to be happy. I mean, I've said it many times over the years, but if you go back 5 or 6 years, Young were running dead last, not much was happening, but then the club got together, they built up over the years, and let's say it's all because of your coaching. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd love to take credit, but I tell you what, it's been a whole lot of work done at the Cherrypickers for a number of years, and they've got a good crew out there, and I'm looking out there at a pile of red, white and blue people about to clap the players onto the field. It means a lot to them out there, so I'm wishing the boys the best.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a fantastic year. The first year at coaching for Big Tommy Giles, and I often joke about this, but he's got to be disappointed he didn't get the try-scoring record. Yeah. I think Che Hislop just pipped him at the last second.
Yeah, it's always nice to see a big boy go and get the points, so, I was rooting for him, but let's just hope he gets a few today, maybe.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a fantastic match. I think basically different way coming into the finals for both sides. I think Walshy, obviously the Roos have had to do it the hard way. I think for me, they had every excuse to fall apart this year. I think you had injuries left, right and centre. The Foster brothers were never on the same field at the same time. And then you see Rosie go down with that slipped disc, goes for back surgery. But it's almost forged in fire. The last 3 weeks, they've come together as a team.
Yeah, and we said it before, mate. It's the camaraderie, the morale, the get-together. The team's really knuckled down as we see the Cherrypickers come out to the field now. The mateship that we've seen over the past probably 4 or 5 weeks has really developed the Kangaroos into what we've seen today.
So give us 1 or 2 players that, from your point, if the Kangaroos have got to win, who are the players they're going to look to?
Yeah, I still think the spine, Zach Graham, if he comes out firing and gets that good ball out and makes the metres around the ruck, gets those markers offside, I think you'll see a strong one from Zach today.
And Nick, I suppose the Cherrypickers have been outstanding all year. I've loved watching them play. Rolling through the centre with their forwards, your bench is fantastic. And then to get back Tommy DeMay at the beginning of the year, you've really played bulletproof football, haven't you?
Yeah, look, they're a classy side, and when you've got a big, powerful pack, as they do, and they're able to rotate them off the bench as well, it gives those classy players like Nick Hall, DeMayo, all those guys a chance to play some footy on the front foot, which is, hopefully what they're going to get today.
Absolutely, and even though the attack has been really the feature for the Cherrypickers, I've got to say, their last start in the major semi-final, it was their defence that won the game. That last 10 minutes, they had a bloke sent off, they're down to 12 men, they really defended like demons.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think you can just attack your way to a grand final. It's not the safe way to do it. You need to be defensive, and whoever defends today, it's not rocket science. Whoever defends today the best is probably going to get it.
So same question to you as I gave Walshy. Who are the 1 or 2 players that the Cherrypickers are going to have to look to if they're going to win this afternoon?
Oh, I think everyone knows Giles is a key to the Cherrypickers, and all their middles have to win that fight in the middle. But Giles, he gives everyone a lot of confidence, and when he's playing good footy and getting over the line, I think all the other guys, he unlocks them.
Yeah, and it's going to be a fantastic afternoon of football here for the first grade grand final between the young Cherrypickers and the Wagga Kangaroos. Some of the matchups I cannot wait to see. I'm a big fan of the big boys up front, and quite frankly, seeing Tommy Giles and Jake Walker taking on James Hay and Ben Pemberton boys, that one is going to be an absolute cracker. And also, the last couple of weeks, the Battle of the Hookers, I think Jesse Corcoran and Zach Graham.
We'd like to begin proceedings today by acknowledging the Wiradjuri people, the traditional owners on the land on which we gather today. We also pay our respects to elders past and present.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free.
That was one of the best versions of Events Australia Fair I've heard in a long time. Sometimes it sounds like you've brought a guy out from the pub, but she was fantastic, wasn't she, Nick?
Yeah, no, chilling, very exciting.
Oh, brings me back to the good old days. As the sides prepare to kick off here this afternoon at McDonald's Park, it's the young Cherrypickers taking on the Wagga Kangaroos. Who's going to win? We'll find out at the end of 80 minutes. And just to let you know, after all the shadow games that play the wing, Rosie will not be playing this afternoon, Walshy.
Yeah, no, looking down the bench now, and there was conversation during the week that he got back on the training paddock, and there was a few people out there saying will he or will he not, but yep, looks like he's taken that coaching role.
And Nick, just before we kick off, obviously Brock Singh coming back into the side this week. That wrist injury finally healed up nicely.
Yeah, look, he's been there all year and he deserves his spot, and he's a classy player, so hopefully he gets some good moments.
As it comes into the hands of Ben Pemble to take the first hit up, and some heavy contact in the centre of the field. The big boys coming together, and you can really see how much this game means to them, can't you, Nick?
Yeah, Chase Slop, good start.
As the Kangaroos try and come out of their own end quickly, it's up in the hands of Stewart, who runs straight into some heavy defence. What would you like to see for these boys, Walshy? What do they need to do to get out of their own end?
Yeah, the big thing they talked about during the week, mate, was getting that first set of 6 at 100% completion rate and working off the back of a good kick.
So really try and cut down on the mistakes and just play some very simple football to ease your way in.
Yeah, definitely. And get into the game, get into the motion, and as you see, Smarty getting down the end straight away.
And he puts a kick deep to the right-hand side of the field, and that's easily taken there by Jack Bush as he brings it back in line. Smart play there. And Jack Bush, he's done very well at the end of this back line, hasn't he, Nick?
It's a pretty nice place to be on the end of that Cherrypicker back line this year, so I'm sure he's enjoying it.
And also the battle of the centres. Devin McElwary Boyce, he has been fantastic form this year, and seeing him take on Dakota Ruta, I think the earth is going to shake when those two collide.
Yeah, I think the boys have got a lot of faith in him too. He's a popular member of the Cherrypicker team, and I think they're really they get a lot of confidence having him out there.
As the Cherrypickers so far winning the battle of the territories, Lucas comes out, he makes a break into the backfield. He's running from the corner, back in the inside, and he's in! Oh, was that a forward pass? We just wait to confirm, and he's called it. So a fantastic run there from Lucas, as taken into the backfield, passed it back on the inside to Jake Hogan, and they've put it down under the post. Nick, what a start from the Cherrypickers.
Yeah, very good start. I think that's what Jacob Lucas looks to do generally, you know, with so many other classy players around him. It lets him just play eyes up and play to the space, and he's really good at that sort of footy, and I think this year we've seen that from Jacob Lucas, and it's a great way to start a grand final for him.
And some great second phase play there also from Jake Hogan to come up on the inside, knowing that if he did make the break, he was right there to capitalise.
Yeah, those two played left on that side for a number of years together, Jacob and Jake, and they're a good combination.
And Walshy, not the start you obviously would have liked to have seen from the Kangaroos. They were looking very good, but the territory really starting to swing in favour of the Cherrypickers.
Yeah, good. That's just not the start that they were after. As I said, we needed that completion set. That wind played a bit of a factor. Didn't get the kick deep enough. They got back into some advanced attacking area, the Cherrypickers did, and took full advantage of some few sloppy tackles.
And the wind going with you is definitely going to play a factor here this afternoon. I remember watching the major semi-final up in Young, and the kicking especially, in whoever manages to get adjusted to the wind first tends to get on top.
Yeah, that's right. And look, it's swirling out there. It's not really going one direction or the other, and it could change and then go still. So the wind is going to play a big factor here today.
As we see him come in for the run, and he puts it up, and unfortunately waves away the right. It could be a crucial miss there, but the Cherrypickers do take advantage of it and go 4-0 up over the Wagga Kangaroos this afternoon. Only 3 minutes down. Nick, fantastic start to the game. What's the most important thing to do now after scoring?
Look, I don't think either side's really settled. It's too early yet. So both sides just going to want to go set for set, get into the game. I'm watching James Smart there and thinking, you know, he brings so much experience to this side right now, and he's just that leadership and his experience is what they need. He's not going to be rattled by this. Smarty's just going to say, let's calm down and get back into the grind, you know?
Absolutely. Oh, that's an unorthodox kick.
The ball's just fallen off the tee there, Deucey.
I was about to say, I was actually quite impressed there for a second. That's not the sort of kick you see often there from the Kangaroos, but I suppose from the Kangaroo side of things, Walshy, not only James Smart, but Zeke Foster.
Yeah, definitely Zeke's there for a calm head, and he was pretty pumped this week to get out there and get the game going. He's got a lot of knowledge in the game, Zeke, so let's see what he can produce today.
I tell you what, check the Richter scale if you happen to have one handy, because we just saw Tommy Giles and Jimmy Hay come head-to-head. I cannot wait to see those two go at it this afternoon as Lucas takes a big kick down to the bottom right-hand corner, going to the 40-20. Oh, well done by Nick Hall. Not the one in the box, but the one on the field. Oh, and met up to some fantastic defence. And who's the one front in line?
I think he's treading the corner post there, Deucey.
Wow, he has. I tell you what, that was almost some fantastic move there by Charlie Barton, but the Cherrypickers right there to take advantage, Nick.
That was a tremendous kick. Found the ground, found the space. It's always challenging for a winger and a fullback when it gets in there behind him. He nearly did very well, but just unlucky to tread on the corner. And
Walshy, Charlie Barton, we've got to take our hats off to him, because 2 weeks ago, Jake Massini, fantastic fullback. He's done so much work this year to really up his game to the next level. And then coming out with that Liz Frank injury, and Barton just comes straight in.
Yeah, and Charlie's handled it quite well over the last couple of weeks. Let's see how he takes that mentally.
Big Jake Walker coming straight through the centre of the field as he runs straight into Jimmy Hay. Two forwards, Giles back into the inside to Lockie Gale, who charges straight up. Only 10 metres to go here as the Cherrypickers are just setting up. So far, all the territory in the ball has been in favour of the Cherrypickers. DeMayo now dummies it. Oh, comes across. Great cover tackle there from Hay. He was looking dangerous there, DeMayo, as he comes across in the hands of Gale, who takes the tackle, only metres short. Fifth tackle now in the hands of DeMayo. He puts the kick up to the left-hand side of the field. He's targeting Navori. It goes down. I think it's probably going to be a knock-on. I tell you what, not too bad. Fifth tackle probably could have been slightly better, but so far, good set of 6 for the Cherrypickers.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty good target out there, Borrow. He's a very tall timber, obviously, and they're going to look to try to get the ball on his head.
And it's a combination that's worked so well in the last few games as well, the combination between DeBayo and Navori.
Yeah, 100%.
As we see them coming out of their own end, Ned Cooper doing the hard yards. He gets them all the way up to the 30 as they try to continue march their way around line. And I suppose, I know the Cherrypickers forwards, Walshy, very big, very mobile. Would it be a game plan for the Kangaroos to sort of run them around and focus on their littler guys like Colleen?
Yeah, definitely. And looking at our forward pack, we seem to be rolling it up quite well. Through the game, we'll see the tiredness come in. Then it'll be up to the bench rotations.
As he throws it back on the inside to Foster, who takes a dig. And it's so good to see Foster back inside, because the Foster brothers especially had so much. And just as I said, they've had trouble with injury. Looks like Nick, unfortunately, is holding that right knee.
Yeah, it was a solid hit, that one. He's obviously got wrenched or torqued in that tackle. He doesn't look comfortable.
No, I certainly hope he's going to be okay, because I know he tweaked at Walshy last week when they were playing down in Albury. We saw him grab that same knee.
It could be a wrist. He trained lightly during the week. He finished off with a training run on the Friday night.
And so far, as we just wait to see the doctors just keep an eye on Bowie Foster. Obviously, these teams going to head twice during the season. Both went going the way towards the young Cherrypickers. In the first round, when both teams were relatively full strength, Nick, it was Young getting the 4-point win over the Kangaroos.
Yeah, Young were pretty hard through the regular season to beat. They just kept rolling along and built nicely. So, yeah, I think Roos are a very different side now than they were then, though. You know, they've really found some momentum and some hardness in that last month of footy. Absolutely.
As he gets the kick away, and it's running a little bit short, but Nick Hall makes no mistake, but charges headlock into Jimmy Hay.
That wind's really causing some issues out there, you know, balls falling off tees, kicks landing short. It's a bit of a tough day to be at the back today.
Very much like we saw in Young 2 weeks ago. I think whoever's going to get a hold of the kicking game is really going to get out on top, isn't that right?
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a good set. Other than the injury there to Roos, they were starting to build, you know. It's just them starting to find their feet and work into this game.
Exactly. Walshy will definitely get you to keep an eye on Bowie Foster, because he's one guy, his combination on that edge has been so dangerous the last few games.
Yeah, definitely. And with his brother and Zach Graham there, those three have combined really well for metres. And there's another penalty to the Cherrypickers. Just some lazy discipline around the markers here with the Roos. They've just got to take a breath, as we said, and get back into the game. I know it's only early, but Young rolling down the field quite easily.
And that's one of the players that we should definitely watch out for in this game is Jesse Corcoran, because very much like Zach Graham, Nick, he's very clever at a dummy half, and if the markers are offside or even they're half asleep, he's going to take advantage.
That was pretty shrewd there. He spotted him offside, and he really played for the penalty, got out and engaged him, and they get another set.
And big Tommy Giles, their captain and coach, just charges forward and finally gets brought down there by Ben Pembleton on the 10. All attacks so far here for the Cherrypickers. They pass back on the inside. Coming up, he gets the... Ooh, I think he's got the knock on there. Unfortunately, yeah, just tried to push the pass a little bit too much there, Nick.
He could feel the space outside him, but just needed to maybe play calm, take the tackle on that occasion. But, you know, they're finding some opportunities on the right.
I think you're right in that. And Walshy nerves from both sides. You can just see, like, they're making uncharacteristic mistakes, trying to push a pass a little bit too much or not getting across in tackle, but that'll improve as the game goes on.
Yeah, that's right, Deucey. And look, I see that Young's picking down Ned Cooper's side a fair bit. They've probably noticed that Dakota's got quite a strong frame on him.
Oh, fantastic hit there by Jay Hislop. And that was almost a textbook tackle there, Nick. He got up and under and just drove.
He and Lockie Gale, a noted hitting machine too. So they've been pretty physical right now. The Cherrypickers really trying to muscle up in defence, like we talked about earlier. Defence being key.
Oh, no. And there we got one of those mistakes we were talking about earlier. And the boys coming in, handbags of 20 paces. They're just saying, we like your jerseys, boys. There's a bit of dirt right there.
Yeah, the two nines just reminding each other what's going on.
It's fantastic. We love a bit of confrontation here in Rugby League. Unfortunately, the mistake getting there to the Kangaroos, and looks like the young Cherrypickers will get the scrum feed on the 30.
Yeah, look, Noel Colleen should have just slowed that play down a little bit. We've got to settle ourselves and settle our plays in. Take the time. It's not to rush the play the ball. He made a good run and has come up with a mistake.
And he showed exactly what you pointed out pre-game as well. Fast feet, and he took advantage against the retreating defence.
Yeah, definitely. He can find those little small gaps in there, and his turn of foot in the short 10, 15 metres is quite good.
As Hislop takes the first tackle off the back of the set, tackled in the centre of the park there by Ned Cooper, as they offload it to Jake Walker, who comes out through the centre of the park. And I've got to say, it must be a really great advantage to have two big front rowers like Walker and Giles.
Oh yeah, 100%. Walker and Giles, they're both hitting machines. They've both got a pass in them too, you know, after the line, so they can both hit the line and create some good footy after that.
As we see him come off in the hands of Lucas, DeMayo. They keep passing it across the line. DeMayo goes into the line, tries to throw the dummy, but they're not buying what he's selling. Good tackle there by Stewart. Come back through the centre of the park with Walker. He runs straight at Ben Pembleton, tries to pick the gap. They bring him down on the 10, getting very close here, the Cherrypickers. They throw it inside to Lucas, tries to put the kick. Great catch.
Zeke Foster.
David Boone would be proud of that one.
Yeah, that was very good.
As they come out of their own end, losing his footing, unfortunately. And incredibly important here in terms of defensive play. They need to get a good defensive set of 6 here, Nick.
Cherrypickers have been all the field positions going their way right now, so I think they just want to keep this clean, no penalties, make Roos earn their metres and keep them down this end.
And I suppose Walshy for the Kangaroos, I suppose the two most important men here would be Jimmy Hay and James Smart.
Yeah, play up straight and forward as the Roos go wide here with Panny. And Smarty will be taking a breath. He, as Nick said before, he's got a good head on him and he'll be making some good choices.
And that Smart kicking game, he puts it out, kicking end over end. Nightmare of a kick, but Nick Hall makes no mistake of it as he comes straight back. And again, the territory going all the way of the Cherrypickers. That defence is really putting the Roos on the back foot. And when they're getting the kick off, they're starting on the 30 and the 40.
Yeah, one thing, Roos have to be patient though. You know, they'll get their chance, things turn around and they'll get their field position and, you know, Cherrypickers are going to have to be tested back end of the half under fatigue themselves.
Absolutely. It's 12 minutes down so far in this first half. The young Cherrypickers versus the Wagga Kangaroos. The Cherrypickers currently holding on to a 4-point lead as we see Navori come straight through the centre. Tommy Giles lines up Jimmy Hay and Ben Pembleton and gets a great offload in the background to Corcoran. He comes out only the fullback. Great ankle tap. Oh, fantastic ankle tap there from Foster. If he doesn't do that, Walshy, he is in.
Yeah, great work from Zeke. He stayed on the ball and stayed with the play as the Roos now just battle to keep Young out with the last now.
And so important here for Young not to panic and just go through about your set to 6 as DeMayo gets a hand of the ball, kicks it deep to the left-hand side, end over end kick targeting Navori, and looks like it's just a little too long. And looks like a little bit of a let-off there, Nick, a 7-tackle set.
Yeah, it was a great pass by Giles. Jesse Corcoran just hanging around the ruck and taking advantage. And just on the next play, Cherrypickers had the numbers on the left, but they just went right and couldn't get it to him. But again, Roos coming off their line.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on. But perfect opportunity now, Walshy, because 7 tackles set and best chance they've got yet to try and make it up the other end.
Yeah, the big fellas just need to knuckle in here and get back into a grind and put Young, keep turning them around. I think Zach needs to take over a bit further now at dummy half.
as it goes out to the left-hand side of the field, one of the edge-back rowers in Colleen. And looks like we've got one of the Cherrypickers down in the back row. And, oh, no, it's actually Lucas. We'll just keep an eye on. Hopefully it's just a burner.
Something with his leg, knee or ankle.
Yeah, so he looks a bit ginger. We'll keep an eye on that one as they make the mistake. Walshy, they just tried to push that pass a little bit too much. You want to get it to Dakota Ruta, but not quite like that.
No, Smarty knew it straight away, and he's apologised to Dakota. And look, again, as Nick's saying, we just need to slow down, get back into it, go to what you train to, go to what you're good at, and Roos need to keep young as best they can away from their attacking half.
But on the bright side, the Roos, that's the best set of 6 they've had yet. They were looking really nice and controlled, and apart from that last pass, they're really putting Young under pressure.
Yeah, that's right.
As we just keep an eye on the other side of the field, looks like Lucas is not doing it. How does that look, Nick? It looks like his right leg.
He's definitely grimacing. So, yeah, someone's looking at the right leg. I can't quite see if it's a knee or an ankle. He's right on the far side of the field, but he's key to them today. He's had a good start of the game. He's kicking well, and he's a good foil. With Demio doing his work on the left. So, let's hopefully he's okay.
And we saw that for the first try of the game, isn't it? His running game is fantastic. He's big, he's strong, he's mobile. So when you can get him roughly one-on-one, he can make the break.
Yeah, 100%. So this is an interesting point here. This is what Young need. Young being front runners in a big, strong side, they enjoy the reset. If they score a try, they reset. If there's a break in play, they reset. And the challenge for Roos is when they're running one out, that the Cherrypickers are picking them off and monstering them a bit. I think they need to start connecting some passes, playing a little bit of footy, and get some fatigue. If they keep the ball in play against the Cherrypickers, they might start getting some joy.
Absolutely. As we just wait to see what's happening with Lucas just on the far side. Hopefully everything's going to be okay, and it's just a burner.
It's good to see, though, the 2 forward packs aren't really blowing at the moment. I know we're only into around 15 minutes of the match. Giles having a bit of a joke there with Jimmy Hay. 2 big men.
Like we've said many times before, I'd hate to be the guy that has to tell Jimmy Hay he has to come off for a break. Because he's prowling up and down the lines like a caged tiger. He's fantastic to watch. As they start packing the scrum down, DeMeo feeds it. Lucas throws it off. Corcoran throws it off the inside there to Nick Hall. And how good has it been to have Nick Hall back this season? I mean, last 2 seasons have been riddled with injury, but he's finally got some good games back to back.
Oh, yeah, he's the Ferrari in the young pack. He's been there for years doing it, and when he's playing footy, he's dangerous, He's on the tip sheet for every opposition side, and he's just so classy. So, yeah, we love having him back in the side. He brings points and he brings threat.
And the way he reads the defence as well, because when he folds around the back of the attack and gives them that extra man, they look very dangerous.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who can create. He can take advantage, but he can just create things.
And we just saw a massive hit there from Stewart on Hislop. Just got up and under the ribs and drove with the legs. Fantastic hit. As they play the ball, go to the right-hand side. Lucas now back on the inside to Walker.
He's definitely very gingerly over there. He pulled up pretty quickly then.
He doesn't look happy, does he?
No.
Yeah, he's still running, but yeah, definitely not willing to take contact like he was. We'll just keep an eye on him as they put the kick. And that was a fantastic kick into that far right corner, and he really forced the Kangaroo players to play at it, Nick.
Yeah, it was a good chase, because if he didn't have a chase on there, Roos could have let that go. But the good chase by Bushy, just forced him to have to make a play at that ball.
And Walshy, the defence is looking fantastic so far for the Kangaroos. It really was a piece of individual brilliance by Lucas that broke him open so far.
Yeah, that's right. And look, Harry timed that tackle quite well. We seem to be knuckling down into the grind down this half, and this is what got us to this place over the last 2 weeks. Our defence has really switched on.
As we see Jack Bush now take a run up through the centre of the park, he runs straight into Ben Pembledon and Jimmy Hay. Corcoran throws off to Giles. He dummies and ends up taking the hit up himself, keeps pumping those big pistons and gets him right up over the 10-metre line. They're starting to set up for something here, the Cherrypickers. Corcoran throws it back off to Walker. They've been so dangerous with their forwards up today. They've been using their forwards very close to the line, and they are so hard to stop. Corcoran back on the inside, dummies to Giles, takes a run himself, lunges for the line, gets over. I think he might have got it. And he's got it. Wow, Corcoran out of nowhere. Dummy back on the inside, used Big Giles as a dummy, came back himself, dove for the line, and Nick ends up getting it down.
Yeah, looked like they had some sort of little set ruck play there, and it might have broken down a bit, but Jesse was strong enough just to push through, and I think that one will sting the Roos. That's a weak one they won't be happy with. I was just starting to think Roos are getting into this game. They like this sort of struggle, and they're match hardened, but that one will just sting them.
And it was great technique, I suppose, from Corcoran there, because when he hit the line, Walshy, you could see he hit it, he took the two players and then turned his body around so he could just get away from one of them.
Yeah, good technique by the hooker there. And as Nick said, I think the play was set up to go in another formation and sort of fell over. And the Roos just stood there waiting for something to happen. And Corcoran took his opportunity.
Yeah, I think James Smart and Jimmy Howe will be having a chat to the boys now and telling them to calm down. And as I said, there's still plenty of football to play here in the first half and the second half. And to be honest, Walshy, we've seen the Kangaroos in this position before, where they've taken they've conceded big leads, but they've managed to come back.
Yeah, that's right, mate. And they'll be down there positive chat. It won't be any negative stuff. And James would be down there. Smarty would be just saying that we'll bring this back and let's start getting some possession in their half.
As Macquarie boys just sets up just the left-hand side of the posts. Easiest kick so far of the afternoon. And makes no mistake of it, right over the black dot to add the extra 2 points. So with 17 minutes down in this first half of Group 9 football, it's the young Cherrypickers and the Wagga Kangaroos. The Cherrypickers lead 10 points to 0.
And he goes to show what efforts you can make. Jack Bush really made that try because there's a fair chance that Roos would be taking that off their 22-metre line there. Jack Bush turns that into a dropout. Cherrypickers hold the pressure on and get a pretty cheap try. And
I suppose, Nick, it's talking to Tommy Giles, it was those effort areas. When I talked to him yesterday, he said he was really happy with the improvement in the Cherrypickers. Yeah, everyone's got to be playing for something and know their job. And, little things like that looks... There's Jack Bush again as we talk about it, having another carry, You've got to push yourself into the game. And off the back of a fantastic run there by Walker, just skittled them like 10 pins as they keep going up through the centre of the park. And Jake Cambos now onto the field there for the Cherrypickers. And Walshy, I suppose, defence is probably the number 1, 2, 3 and 4 priority for the Kangaroos. At the moment it is, Deucey. And look, we'll get our chance in attack, and we just need to settle down and keep Young down and scoreless for the remaining of this half. I see Roos have gone to their bench as well, and Pendleton's off for a break with Ollie Hoskins coming on. And Ollie Hoskins coming back into the side last week after having a couple of nightmare injuries. And Charlie Barton easily takes it and comes back out of his own end. Look to the smaller guys here, especially Ned Cooper, Caleb Cameron-Parney, and it's now Chance Carey that's got the football. And it looks like we've got another one of the Cherrypickers down. Is it Cambos, Nick? Yeah, it looks like it could be Cambos there. He doesn't look good. He's taken a knock or he's injured. They've been playing a very physical game so far here this afternoon. As we slowly see him make his way to his feet, hopefully he's going to be okay as we're seeing the trainers go out and see to him. But this is something, Walshy, the Kangaroos have to take advantage of with the 12-man line. So, and back inside to Graham here, and that's where Foster and Graham are both good up the centre here. And Roos don't want to rush this. They just get the possession back in. Zeke Foster now, he's taken advantage of a retreating defensive line. He just dodges 1 and 2 before he gets brought down inside the 20. Fifth tackle now here for the Kangaroos. They've been on the back foot, but no better chance than this. Oh, no. Great pass on the right-hand side, left-hand side from Smart. But unfortunately, Chance Carey just puts it down. I think Walshy just ran a bit too forward of his half there. Yeah, that's right there, Deucey. And look, got to catch that ball before you're going to score that try. I think Chance will think that one back again. And Nick, how's Cambos looking since he just moved his way back? Yeah, I think that's what Smarty just saw there. Jacob Lucas has been injured. Cambos was over on that side after a knock, and he took numbers out and playing that flat, fast, short side footy, and Smarty's good at that. I just didn't quite execute, but it's danger sides for the Cherrypickers because Roos, if they can keep playing some sets like that, get some fatigue in the Cherrypicker side, they're going to get their chance. Absolutely. When there's no breaks in play and you really have to keep pumping that engine, it really drains your fuel quickly, doesn't it? Yeah, well, that's when the test, have the Cherrypickers got the footy in them that the Roos have had recently. They're battle-hardened versus, the polish of the Cherrypickers right now. I tell you what, Nick Hall is on an absolute tear. He just charged at James Smart, give him a big don't argue. And a couple of his forwards come to help out and say, you can't do that to our captain with Stewart throwing him onto his back. Great run from Nick Hall. Lucas puts a chip kick over there, targeting Cambos. And, he throws it back on the inside. Oh, just forward. Nick, that was almost outstanding. That would have been a miracle play, that one. Really classy little touch, but just slightly forward. Ref was perfect in his position there, right in line with it. I tell you what, you must be breathing a sigh of relief, Walshy. That was almost an outstanding pass. Yeah, and I think Chance Carey was very fortunate there. He got a touch to it, so it would have been 6 to go to the Cherrypickers as well. So thankfully, the Wagga Kangaroos, they get it back as they put it through the centre of the park. Yeah, maybe. as we just hold off. We just wait to see who's actually going to get the ball. We're pretty sure it's going to be the Kangaroos.
I think the referee, Whitby, said he's got a bit of blood streaming out from the nose.
Oh, gotcha. So we got a bit of a blood
there, Nick.
So we got a whack in the schnozer when he was there back there behind play, whether he was rattled or just the eyes were watering a bit.
As we see and that really shows you how physical this game has been from both sides, hasn't it, Nick? I mean, both sides are not holding back.
Yeah, look, they're throwing lots of shots at each other on that far side of the field. The Cherrypickers are going down the right, having a bit of success with some kicks into that corner, some fast, flat play. And Smarty on the last play started doing the same thing for the Roos down that side. So that right side of the Cherrypickers and the left, the Roos, are really starting to get at each other.
Absolutely. When they spread it wide, Walshy, especially when they spread out to this right-hand side to Dakota Rua, if you can get him 1 or even 2 on, incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, he's got good strength, upper body strength, and he's got options inside and outside because the boys know that he normally breaks the line 90% of the time.
And making good meters so far in this set of 6 as the Kangaroos take the second tackle just shy of the 40. Great field position. Dakota Ruta now just charges straight at the defence, and some tough tackling there from DeMayo. The Kangaroos so far, Walshy, they're looking good on this set of 6.
A better set of 6 out of this one, and getting into the young territory now. I think we're sitting around the 4th tackle. Need to finish and complete.
As they go to Smart, offloads it to Foster, comes back on the inside, makes a break in the backfield. He puts a kick in. Oh, great defence there by Hall. I tell you what, Nick, your namesake, he's having a fantastic game because the way he positioned himself defensively to defend against the kick was amazing.
Yeah, he's athletic and he's classy, but he's also got a good mind. He sees the footy, and that's why he's a good man to have back there.
As we see Young charging down the centre of the field. That time Jack Bush coming in for a run. Oh, gets tipped over a little bit there. But I think he managed to save that. That was very smart play from Graham there, Walsh. If he hadn't have held him up, that could have been pretty bad.
Yeah, I think Colleen was in their assistant, saw that there was going to go over the vertical and just brought him back flat. Probably looked a bit more dangerous than what it was.
And another change.
Zig Voster on the left starting to find a little bit of space. Got himself in the backfield in the last 2 sets there for Roos. He's looking dangerous.
Yeah, well, he got his confidence up now too, Nick, I think. And as Young starts spin the ball down the left.
We see a cutter pass. He passes. Nice short pass to Vori. He's charging down the line. Oh, great tackle.
That was a very
James
good tackle.
Smart. I tell you what, that shows not only experience but talent, because to tackle Borrow like that down that left edge, Nick, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was really classy play by the centre there. Naya Freeman, that was tremendous. A little bit of a dip and a pass, and Smarty had to be very good to stop Borrow from there because he's a big, strong human.
He is. I would not want to be standing in front of him. He is a scary human being at full flight. As we start seeing the Kangaroos coming out of their own end, they start passing back through the centre. This time Foster, who takes the hit up, running straight into Jake Hogan, who puts him down just shy of the 20. And I suppose mistake-free football is the name of the game here, Walshy.
Yeah, and Zeke's looking around, as Nick said, getting more involved. He's getting around to play the ball. I'd say they'll be starting to go to Zeke a fair bit more now.
I tell you what, Nick, the thing I'm most impressed from both sides, their tackling technique. It does not get mentioned enough. Like, they're getting up and under the ribs and really driving with the legs.
Yeah, look, in the last 5 or 8 years, Group 9, the rucks has just been tremendous. The defensive structures and the work that Group 9 sides have put in have seen the standard in this comp really lift. And, you know, you got 2 of the best sides out there today.
And it really showed because we've had a lot of ex-NRL players starting to come back home. And I've noticed that with a lot of the clubs. I think Wolford came back a couple of years ago. Obviously, Joshua McCrone with the Dragons. And ever since those guys have come back to the bush, it really has lifted the levels of skill.
Yeah, as well as junior rep and development systems and better coaching, all those things come back through, and it turns into the sort of footy we see here today.
Absolutely. And Walshy, same with your fellas. I mean, tackling technique, I think it's not talked about all that much, but I swear the Kangaroos have been fantastic.
Yeah, the Roos train that midweek and have been all year, and they've taken that part of the game pretty seriously, getting him on the back, and as you see, Smart works the legs, chopping down as we go for the 5th here.
As a 5th tackle, it ends up in the hands of DeMayo, who meant to cut up pass down this left-hand line. Little bit of an overlap, but Freeman comes back on the inside, unable to get rid of it, and unfortunately takes the tackle, so that'll be another set turnover. Some very physical game there, Nick. You can see each team is really feeling it when they come to the clash.
Yeah, the Cherrypickers enjoying all the field position, and Roos is just going to love to get the ball down the other end and have some quality ball. At this stage, it's going into the Cherrypickers' hands because they're doing it all at their end of the field.
And it might be worth, Walshy, to start the Roos need to start throwing it around, I think, like Nick said. Really push these big boys from the Cherrypickers around and drain some fuel.
Keep turning their backs and making them work for their yards. I think the Roos are in the grind, and they've started to improve a little bit better.
Yeah, no, they're looking fantastic. They started off a bit jittery at the beginning of the first half, but as they've gotten into this half, they've looked far better. As we see another change here for the Roos with Gus Smith now, Oliver Hoskins taking it up. As now Foster puts a kick up high down on the left-hand side. Jack Bush underneath it, and he takes it easily and ends up taking the tackle. I tell you what, he's safe as a house. I haven't noticed Jack Bush much in the last couple of seasons, but this season he's really come on.
He's been away, so he's just come back this year, and he's one of the travellers from up in the north. I think he comes back from Orange, but he's a young local. He's been there for a number of years, and he's a very good player.
And it's good to see a lot of the Sydney contingent. I know Tommy Giles put out the call at the beginning of the season and managed to get a couple of mates up from Sydney.
Yeah, look, it's funny. You find one player and then they bring another player, and if they like the environment and it's a good sort of system, then you get others and they come and they hang around the place. I did the same thing 25 years ago and I'm still in young.
It's funny. People underestimate how much country life is, and I suppose Walshy, it's been the same thing for the Roos because they managed to snag James Smart last year, and he's been a fantastic addition for the Roos.
Yeah, definitely, and also bringing back Zeke Foster into the group and experience. The club's developed well over the last 2 to 3 years, and going back-to-back grand finals too has sort of brought the people back to the bush.
Absolutely, and it's a big, huge kick from the Cherrypickers at the centre of the park. Jake Cambos went up for it, just couldn't get onto it, as we see the Roos now coming out of their own end. And possession is going to be the name of the game. So far, all the territory in this half of football has been all with the Cherrypickers, but the Kangaroos have really started to warm into this game towards the back half, Walshy.
There's both good discipline from both sides, I see too, Deucey, is not too many penalties, so you've really got to work yourself out of your halves. And here goes Dakota.
As he gets one-on-one with Janiah Freeman, and that is a fantastic matchup between those two. Nick, how are you seeing the game so far? Are you happy with what you're seeing from the Cherrypickers?
Yeah, definitely am, but we're into that period just before half-time, 10 or 12 minutes, and here's what I'm saying, Roos are taking advantage. There's a little bit of fatigue comes into both sides, The spark's not quite there, the body language is a little bit off, and if one of these sides can take advantage of some space here, Roos are still in this, or can Cherrypickers push through and get another one?
And some fantastic short passing from the Kangaroos, causing the defence all sorts of issues, as Dakota Ruta takes the tackle just before the 10.
Just
James Smart now.
Need a reset on this, Roos. Settle it in, put it in the backfield. That's the way.
That's a great kick there from Foster, but Nick Hall right there reads the play beautifully. But Walshy, right now, this is the most important defensive set of 6 here for the Roos.
Yeah, no mistakes here, Annie, and a good solid hit there by James Hay. The Roos need to knuckle down here. Young are getting out of their territory far too easy to my liking.
Yeah, it's the first time I remember them being down there for a while. They've bounced out of some kickoffs and things just too easily. Roos need to get tough here.
And we'll see a couple of runs, especially from Jack Bush and Byron Avori. As Jake Cambos, you can see, makes the run down the right-hand side, making some good metres. He gets tackled just before the 30. Corcoran tries to get a dummy half pass, short pass. And another tackle there to Macquarie Boyce getting punt. And now we're on the 5th. Let's see what they can do. Lucas comes out of dummy half, puts a great kick in, and easily taken by Barton.
Yeah, look, Charlie's coming back up the field. And this is where the Roos, now good field possession, need to work him down again for a kick, settle down, maybe get a reset, and try and attack the line again.
And this is what you were talking about, wasn't it, Nick? The ball constantly in play, everybody constantly moving around, and now we're starting to see the Roos throw the ball around.
And this is that footy Roos wanted. They've been doing this for a few weeks, and they're fitting hard, and this is the sort of scrap they've been wanting to do. If they can get guys like James Hay now running into the line and creating a pass or something like that, that's going to really challenge the Cherrypickers.
Absolutely. So we see James Smart throw it back inside to Dakota Rue, runs across the defence. He throws the dummy. They almost read it, throws it back on the inside to Graham. Some fantastic second phase footy here. They're offloading the ball a lot more, and it's creating a lot of problems in defence.
Yeah, Deucey, this is probably our best opportunity all match inside the attacking half of Young. Let's see what the Roos can do with it.
As they're just holding off James Smart, he's just dancing in front of the defence, throws it off to Harry Stewart, who charges towards the line. Great tackle around the legs. And now it's the 5th. Let's see what they can do with it here. They are to the right-hand side. Smart charges at the line. I think he's over. No, pulled down short.
Wow,
what a tackle.
That was an incredible tackle there, Nick, by Young.
Giles.
Yeah, it might have been Tommy Giles, just too big and too strong. Just pulled him down with his giant arm and dragged him down. But I was sure Smarty was scoring then.
I tell you what, the length of his arms, if you're anywhere within 2 metres, he's probably going to get you.
Well, I don't know what he was doing right over there. He's no right to really be that far out on the edge, but that's the effort of the big fella. Got himself over there and captain on captain.
And that's exactly the sort of effort we saw 2 weeks ago when they played against the Dragons. They really stood up on their goal line defence, and it's really showing here this afternoon as Slater takes the tackle just before the 30. Giles offloads it again, not making too many metres. So far, I'd say the back end of this half, the Roos have really gotten into the game.
Yeah, they've really switched on now, and they've started to get their sets and finish them off, and keeping Young basically inside their own 40, and this bounce will be tricky.
Oh, I was afraid that bounce was going to go a little bit awry as it has so far this afternoon, but he made no mistake of it, Carey, and looks like it is. Oh, big Simi Dookie comes on.
Good stint by James Hay, great effort.
Yeah, he's got a huge tank, James Hay. He goes for about 45,000 metres every game. He is a big unit, and I suppose Simi Dookie, another guy you're going to have to be careful of.
I think that's the first penalty the Roos have received this game, so let's see what they can work off from here.
The field position game's starting to build the pressure, and things have turned a little bit in the last 5 minutes. The cherry pickers need to be good. They've got some fresh feet out there. Big Aaron Slater's out there. Singh's out there. There's a chance for Brock Singh and those guys to work hard and maybe get some running done around the rucks for him.
As Simi Dookie takes his first run at the line, and like you were saying with Tommy Giles, Dookie has got an offload on him, especially since he's so big, Walshy.
Yeah, he did a few offloads last week against Demora, and he's quite dangerous there right in the middle, and Young may have to just wrap up top and stop him.
As everything revolves around Jane Smart, he charges towards the line, goes for the kick, bounces off one tackle, goes back on the inside, offloads it to Hoskins. Back on the inside, he charges for the line. Foster, oh, great scramble defence there from the Cherry Pickers, Nick. Holding him up over the line.
Yeah, it's the Roos' turn to push here now. A few soft cherry picker tackles, a few guys bouncing off, a little bit of fatigue, and there's some guys on their haunches there. It's cherry pickers' turn to stand up and be tough here for 5 minutes.
Good tackle by Brock Singh there, just to maintain him in front of the line.
As Dookie charges at the line, gets that offload, passes it off to James Smart. Cut out pass to Dakota Rua, looking dangerous here. He comes charging down, nods off one, he's in! Fantastic try! Like we said earlier on, Dakota Ruda is a wrecking ball with legs, and Walshy, we saw it down that right-hand line.
Yeah, great run by Dakota, and look, he started to produce some good offloads up here and breaking through the line. Just upper body strength there from Dakota.
And it was a fast pass from James Smart. You could see they were a little bit short, and he got Dakota Ruda one-on-one with that Cherry Pickers defence and just steamrolled them.
Yeah, I see a couple of smart heads out there. I see Rosie starting to throw some messages here, get a calm message out there to the boys, and Smarty's been doing it for the last 5 minutes. They've had their chance, they had some field position, and he set up right the last 3 or 4 times and looked dangerous. So they forced their way over there. It was good play.
Possessions has really swung to the Roos' way, Nick, and keeping them down inside the 40 over the last 5-10 minutes. Roos have managed to get that advantage and get up and attack the line more frequently.
And it's come off the back of short passing. Like a lot of short passing between the different players, the half-backs and their back rowers, and it really seems to have pushed this defence around for the Cherry Pickers, Nick.
Yeah, definitely. We knew Roos are going to push back, and now's the chance for the Cherry Pickers to regroup, talk about it, and get back to that field position and power game they've got.
And Charlie Barton sets the kick up about 5 metres in from this right-hand touchline. Every point is going to be absolutely crucial here this afternoon. So far, with only 6 minutes to go in this first half, the young Cherry Pickers and the Wagga Kangaroos. The Cherry Pickers lead 10 points to 4 with the kick to come.
We've stayed in the game, the Roos. They've knuckled down a few jitters. I put it down the nerves start up. And it's a young side out here. There's not too many. Like you've only got your James Smarts and your Jimmy Hay and Harry Stewart out there as your old heads. There's some young boys out there that get a real good taste of this grand final.
Absolutely. It's now Young's turn to feel a bit of pressure at the end of this second half as Charlie Barton puts it up. Oh, he just misses to the left-hand side of the post, so unfortunately missing the conversion there. So as we come into the last 5 minutes of this first half, it's the young Cherry Pickers leading the Wagga Kangaroos 10 points to 4.
The Roos want to be nice and clean here. They really want to get out of this set, and Cherry Pickers similarly. They want to give a penalty. They don't want to let them give away the metres, so it's key what happens in the next 5 minutes here.
And for the Cherry Pickers, defence is going to be the name. Oh, this is looking dangerous. Oh, no, that's not what they needed. Nick, you were just telling them they needed to play mistake-free football and out on the full.
I'm sorry to everyone back at the pub who's heard me just put the mocker on the boys. Apologies.
You just heard them young. Nick's going to shout your beer next time he's out there.
Never.
Unfortunately, mistake there, but it plays right into the Kangaroos' hands, Walshy. As we come into the last 5 minutes, another brilliant attacking opportunity.
Yeah, and look, James would be out there, Smarty be out there, just organising the play around, taking our time. There's still a full half to go in this. There's no point to rush this. Get a set of 6, put it in the back, and we'll be good.
And Simi takes his run up towards the line, starts bending the line, getting him all the way up to the 30-metre line. As Graham comes into dummy half, offloads it in the hands of Hoskins. He charges to the line. They've got to be careful here, the Cherrypickers, Nick, because those small forwards for the Roos are really starting to come into the game.
Yeah, Roos are just looking to complete and win rucks, and the Cherrypickers have got to do the same thing defensively. They've got to win rucks. They've got to slow this down and just put the squeeze on them down here.
As they start playing it across the field in the hands of James Smart, who's involved in everything. Harry Stewart, he runs straight at Big Tommy Giles. Not something I'd personally do by choice, but he pulls him down on the 10.
Big game players get themselves involved as much as they can.
Oh, no, that's not what they needed, the Roos. A quick inside pass to Foster, and I think it's just gone down. Not what they needed, but his hands does it bounce into? Nick Hall.
Yeah, he's been Johnny on the spot all day. His positional play is really good, Nick Hall.
As we start seeing the Cherrypickers come out of their own end, only 4 minutes to go here in this first half of Group 9 football. It's the minor premiers, the young Cherrypickers taking on the underdogs, the Wagga Kangaroos, who are really taken to it. Walshy, as Harry Stewart just gets up and under and drives him.
Harry's been a stalwart all year for us, Deucey, and look, he'll keep in the game. I don't think he'll come off today. And just looking there at Bowie Foster's had a re-strap of his right knee there, but doesn't seem to be impeding him much.
Tell you what, Borrow Navori, Nick, he reminds me of Wendell Saylor, those sorts of big mobile wingers that come around and also act like an extra forward.
Oh, he's a meter eater. He's so hard to handle in there, you know, and when you're a big tired guy in the middle, you've done the work all day, then Borrow comes in fresh, it's a nightmare.
And a fantastic kick there by Lucas, dropped short. It was chased by DeMayo, but this time, massive hit!
Shot.
That just came from the back fence by Che Hislop. I think he just knocked him into next Sunday, Nick.
A little bit of fatigue on the young kick chase there. Just gave him a bit of room, and I know it finished in a big shot, but there was danger signs there. The Cherrypickers just not quite chasing.
No, absolutely. Coming into the last 3 minutes now. Kangaroos on the attack. Look for their main men to get involved, especially down. Looks like they seem to like to attack this left-hand side, Walshy.
Yeah, and look, if Dakota's got his confidence up, they're always going to come down this way. It seems like he's getting the balance on his opposite number.
As Graham throws it down the left-hand side to Foster. Offloads to Colleen. And he makes a half break. They're looking dangerous so far here. The Kangaroos really want to try and get back into this game and go into the sheds even. As Foster puts a kick high into this left-hand side, right-hand side of the field. Navori comes. Oh, great tackle! That was amazing! James Smart! He came up, took Bonboro Navori like he wasn't even there, and Walshy stole it like a thief in the night.
He kicked his own, chased his own kick there, Deucey, and eyes for the footy all the way, out-jumped his opponent, and a beautiful try for Smart and the Roos to finish the half off.
I tell you what, Nick, you know a great try when you see it, and once he took on Borrow, I thought Borrow's got this nailed, but he stole it right out of his hands.
They both attacked the ball pretty hard there. Big Borrow's a big body and he attacked it, but Smarty, he's played all over the field. He used to be a fullback, he's been a half, he's been a hooker, and he showed his class there. That was a very good play.
That was a fantastic play there from the Kangaroos. So after starting the game, first 20 minutes, they were all on the back foot, Walshy, but now, very much like Nick said earlier, they've started to move the ball around a little bit, and they're starting to find some space.
Starting to remind me of the Gundagai Roos game a couple of weeks ago, where Roos came out, hit hard 20 minutes, and then Gundagai hit back hard 20 minutes. I think that's the balance of this game. Young started like clockwork, on fire, made the breaks, and now just hasn't had the possession and hasn't had the field position. So Roos have taken advantage of that and scored both times since they're down there.
Half-time's right on time for the Cherrypickers right now. I'm sure Big Giles he'd love to get them in and say, let's just reset. Let's go back to how we started and what we're doing. And I reckon Roos probably don't want half-time. They'd love to keep going right now.
Nick, and I don't think that it's been lack of discipline from Young. They haven't dropped the ball. They just haven't got back out of their own territory from the Roos credit.
Yeah, they just lost a little bit of that line speed, few errors creeping in, and just 1 or 2 missed tackles. I think we'd like to just lock up the middle a little bit more, the Cherrypickers, and just make Roos earn their metres.
And it really does show the level of football we're seeing here this afternoon, doesn't it? Because, Nick, it really comes down to the 1%ers. It's not the big mistakes that are going to kill you, it's the little ones.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And Charlie Barton makes no mistake of it, puts the kick right through the post to get the extra 2 points, and that ties it up. And while she's begins the last 15 seconds, how have you seen this first half of the Roos?
Yeah, again, it's good defence and discipline by the Roos in the second part of this first half. Zach Graham's been taken a bit more, and as Nick pointed out, Bowie Foster got a lot more ball in his hand in that last 20 minutes and really progressed the field. As the halftime siren goes, I think they'll just go in the sheds. Smarty will have a bit to say. Rosie will be in there. He's quite calm at halftime, Rosie. He won't get too animated. He'd be very happy with a 10-all score at halftime.
And Nick, it was a really great first 25 minutes for the young Cherrypickers, but they just seem to drop off a little bit of energy. So what's Big Tommy going to say to them in the sheds at halftime?
I think they've got a game plan, they've got a blueprint, they've done it all year. I think he's going to say, let's just get back to doing that again. You know, let's get connected defensively and be a little bit better around the rucks. And I think there's some second phase play that we've looked dangerous with as well. So if some of our big guys can create some passes around the rucks, we can get guys like Brock Singh and Jesse Corcoran back into the game through the middle. Get Nick Hall through the middle. I think he'll be hard to stop. So it's very interested in what's happening in the second half.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic second half. Only 40 minutes to go to decide who's going to walk out the premiers for 2024. It's the Cherrypickers, the Kangaroos, 10 points all. We'll see you in the second half. Welcome back to All In Sports here this afternoon as we come to you live from McDonald's Park. It's the second half of the grand final between the young Cherrypickers and the Wagga Kangaroos. And gentlemen, what a first half we had.
Yeah, it's not good for my nerves, 10-all. You know, I think I was just saying in the break, I'd much rather win by a country mile. But deep down, I think we all want to see an exciting game as well. And, you know, you want to win a tight, tough one in a grand final. And, you know, we're getting that today.
That's the old coach coming out in you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not good for my nerves.
and Walshy, you've got to be ecstatic from the way the Roos finished that first half.
Yeah, definitely stayed into the match and didn't let that first 20 minutes disappointment. Got back into the ball game, and as we said in the break, James Smart really took control of that first half, end of that first half, and that's where the Roos are back in the game again.
And as James Smart kicks us off, only 40 minutes stands between these teams and premiership glory. Who's going to be the Cherrypickers or the Roos? We will find out very shortly as Big Tommy Giles takes a run and just charges at the lot. That's a fantastic run, getting him all the way up past the 25.
Yeah, that's the way to get behind me, boys, he says.
As another charge up through the centre of the park, and now they're going back to what was working so well in the first half, using their big boys to charge right through the front door.
Yeah, they've stepped it up. Like we said, half-time was just the reset the Cherrypickers needed, hopefully.
Roos just need to be disciplined here and stay on top and keep the meterage down low.
As Aaron Slater now takes a charge up through the centre, he runs straight into his counterpart and big Simi Naduki, making some great meters here, the Cherrypickers. Comes out of dummy half, Brock Singh nice and quickly as he charges, gets it run and takes the tackle on the 30.
Fifth and last here.
Let's see what they can do on the kick. DeMayo gets the kick, puts the kick up high to the left-hand side of the field, really targeting Byron Navori. He lets it bounce. Oh, you should never let that bounce because you never know what's going to happen, do you?
Yeah, just dropped inside both of them. Couldn't quite get there. Big Burrow coming hard, but just bounced well for Roos, that one.
A fantastic set of 6 to open up this game of rugby league as Simi Naduki charges towards the line, bends it back, runs straight into Tommy Giles as he takes the tackle on the 20.
Yeah, we need our big fellas to step up here and get some meters out. Have a nice kick in down the back as Cooper takes it through on the second.
And Ned Cooper always takes one or two of these hard runs when they start coming out of their own end. But the Cherrypickers are well aware of it, so they start coming out of dummy half. Oliver Hoskins now runs straight into Tommy Giles. Very close game, but that's kind of what we expected this afternoon.
Yeah, it's important Roos can get into their footy a bit quicker than they did in the first half. You know, they want to not leak any points through this period while they're building fatigue for the Cherrypickers and get to their footy like they did back end of the half. For the Cherrypickers, they want to keep the foot down, don't they?
Yeah, and Dakota Ruta now taking a run down the right-hand side of the line. It looks like DeMayo has taken a bit of a hit as he's down in back play. 12-man defensive line here for the Cherrypickers. Nick Hall comes under the beat and takes it high.
Wow.
That is a fantastic take there from Nick Hall.
Good chase there by Zeke Foster. Put the pressure on the young fullback and he come with the goods, young Nick.
Watching both sets of fans down there, they're both at the same men next to each other and it's so tense. They're both pretty quiet right now. No one knows which way to go.
It's almost just as entertaining to watch the fans in it because you can tell which way the game's going by which fan has got their hands up at the time.
Yeah.
As Ned Cooper comes across to make the cover tackle, bringing Lucas down on the 50. And it looks like Lucas still a little bit ginger on that right leg.
Yeah, he's got some strapping on the knee there, and he didn't look comfortable at the end of the first half, but they're going to need him to keep going.
Oh, that was almost a fantastic pick up there by DeMayo as Lucas shanks a kick a little bit, putting across. But now the Kangaroos' best opportunity to attack so far.
I think now there's a chance to build momentum back into the second half and get into the young territory.
As Dakota Ruta takes the first hit up of this set of 6. He's so low to the ground. I love watching him play as he gets them all the way up to the 40. As they continue, they come back in the centre of the park. The Kangaroos just doing one-up hits so far.
Yeah, then Foster's back in there, Bowie, with the new strapping around that right knee. Let's hope that doesn't deter him too much in the second half. Try to get a little offload there.
Oh, as they get a mistake there, it comes out the back, but it's been ruled knocked back by the referee as the Kangaroos continue to attack down the blind side. Puts in the hands of Dakota Ruta, who's been so hard to tackle so far this afternoon. And interesting thing, looks like Tommy Giles has come across to help out.
He's a big, strong boy, isn't he? Hard to bring down.
As they continue onto the right-hand side of the field, the Kangaroos looking dangerous. Foster dummies, throws it off to Colleen. Oh, great tackle.
Important tackle by Dev.
Yeah, that was a massive tackle there by Dev. Read the attack beautifully, cuts it off. James Smart puts a kick back on the inside. It's low. Oh, no. And that was a smart kick there by James Smart as things get a little bit heated there in the centre of the park.
Nick Hall on the ground, and the boys are just making sure he can get up.
Yeah, it was, and Nick Hall, it was such a difficult kick to take. Smart kicked it low, grubbed it, and the ball stayed low.
Yeah, it bounced and bobbled. I think Gus Smith got a little touch on that as well, which deflected it. So in the end, he did pretty well to tidy that up. And
James Smart, that's exactly what you wanted to see, wouldn't it?
It's, again, that calm-headedness, getting the ball down, making sure you get a repeat set of 6. Unfortunate there for young Nick. Just couldn't pick the ball up as close to the line. And as we see the referee call timeout here.
No, I think it would just bring both captains out and just have a... Oh, no, one of the touchies has come in.
Something's happening there. They're all coming out for a talk.
Yeah, they've definitely seemed to have seen something when those players come running in. And we saw with the under-18s that discipline is what really cost the Brothers the match in that under-18s game. So it cannot be underestimated how much important it's going to be in this match.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to see the Cherrypickers just settle down, you know, instead of making attacking kicks every time. Let's just kick to corners and play that field position game and make Roos come off their line. You know, we did so well at that at the first half. We don't have to score every set. There's 35 minutes to go, you know, so let's play the field position game.
Looking interesting here as he's bringing out, I think, is that DeMeo?
Surely just a warning. We want everyone on the field today.
And looks like it's just a bit of warning. I tell you what, the heart was in everybody's throat at the moment. That could have been a game-changing decision.
He's going to pay the knock-on here. Smart thing to do. Settle the players down. Get them to get their breath back. Don't want any silly heads out there from the Roos today.
And a perfect attacking opportunity here for the Kangaroos. So far, the people doing the damage has been a combination between Foster throwing it out to Dakota Ruta.
And right up through the middle there as well, we seem to be making a fair bit of meterage too in behind the markers like we did previous weeks.
As they continue the pass, James Smart comes back on the inside, steps off the right and charges right through the centre. Graham comes out, throws it off to Stewart, charges down, put his head down at the line, but some fantastic defence from the Cherrypickers.
Numbers on the left, on both sides of space.
Yeah, they've really condensed their defence so far here, the Cherrypickers. Gets in the hands of Ned Cooper, he charges towards the line. Oh, he's over. Oh, they've held him up. Incredible defence by the Cherrypickers.
Yeah, Tom Giles there again.
He's doing everything he can to keep his side inside this match as he gets off to Foster. Smart. They continue to pass out the right. Ruta, as he continues down the line, really charging towards Boronavori and Freeman. They put him towards the line. Fantastic defence.
Yeah, great defence, Naya Freeman. Just gave him some space, put him on the outside and ran him out.
Yeah, smart play by the young centre there. Just give him that option. Dakota's been having some success down that area and give him a little bit of room and he's taking him over the touchline.
His strength actually went against him in that one because he is so hard to take down that they kind of just directed him to slideways, and I don't think he knew that's where he was going.
No, and look, Dakota has done that previous weeks, used his speed and his strength around that side and just didn't come on.
As we start to see Makawari Boyce and these first couple of set of 6, this is where Makawari Boyce and Boronavori are so important.
Yeah, this is a turnaround from the first half where Roos were coming off their line a lot early and now it's the Cherrypickers' turn.
As the Cherrypickers come out of their own line, Lucas passes it off. They charge down this right-hand side. Oh, I thought I saw a strip there. Yeah, there we go.
Definitely a strip there, Deucey. Yeah. And Ned Cooper's gone straight for the ball. It looks like he's come off second best here.
And that really shows the physicality of the match here this afternoon. I think we've got both sides are a bit of the walking wounded because they have not had, they're throwing everything and the kitchen sink at each other.
Yeah, Ned's got a fair bit of blood coming out from the snout there.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we start maybe even concussion rule take into place here because so he might have a 15-minute break on the sidelines. But I tell you what, that was a bit of a late call there. I swear I saw a hand in there, but the touch judge came in and gave him the signal.
Yeah, I don't think ref was sided, but Touchy gave him some support there, and yeah, I think he got the right call. But it's going to come down to that. In a tight game like this, it's going to come down to a ball bouncing out or a moment like that. So, yeah, luckily the refs were on that one.
So 8 minutes down here in this second half of Group 9 Rugby League. The young Cherrypickers taking on the Wagga Kangaroos. You couldn't split them with a samurai sword. It's currently 10 points all. And poor Ned Cooper, as we just see the club doctor just seeing to him, and it did look like a nasty knock there.
Yeah.
I think he just got a whack on the beak.
Whack on
yeah,
the
looks
beak,
like he's
the
got
nose.
a
There's
blood
some
nose.
Putting some lovely cotton buds up in the snout there.
This is a good reset time. The Cherrypickers, as we said in the first half, they love to be able to reset again because they're a big, strong side, and it's a good chance for them to catch their breath.
I'd say Ned Cooper will probably get the Hannibal Lecter treatment, get the tape up and under the nose.
Yeah, Bernie will strap him up.
Be interesting to see what Rose does here.
It's because Ned Cooper is so important to the starts of the sets. It looks like James Hay has come back onto the field. I tell you what, he's going to be the biggest centre you ever seen.
The position changes will be, I'll just have a quick look here. You've got young Zeke's come over to the left-hand side.
No, stuff that. I want to see James Hay in the centres because I just want to see him and Dakota Ruta go at it. I think that'll be an absolute corker.
Colleen slipped out here into the 2 spot.
Looks like so Colleen's come out of the centres to make up for Ned Cooper coming off with that nose injury as the Cherrypickers now take advantage of field position and they are on the attack. DeMayo offloads to Hyssop. He palms off one, goes towards the line. Oh, fantastic scramble defence there. Simeon Oduki pulling him down literally centimetres short. They continue attacking in the hands of DeMayo now. Offloads in the centre of the park. Oh, they're just a settler there for the Cherrypickers.
Still numbers here on the right here for Cherrypickers.
And that's exactly what they do with Lucas. Offloads, puts it in the hands of Gus Smith. And again, gets pulled desperately short of the line. Some fantastic defence here from the Roos as they continue to pass out the right in the hands of Lucas. Puts a kick. Oh, wow, it's been charged down by Naduki. And well cleaned up there by the Cherrypickers. I tell you what, not the result they wanted, but they'll take it.
Was that the play, Nick, with the charge down? We should have just played out the 6.
Yeah, I'd love to see young Nick Hall get out here on this mixed up Roos left defensive edge. You know, there's been a change here. Let's see if Nick Hall can get out here and challenge.
As Freeman charges towards the line, takes the hit up. He's met there by James Hay. Got to hope he's in the centres. That's going to be a mouth-watering battle out there as they continue to attack the blind side with Byron Navori. Charges head down. Oh, fantastic defence, but he manages to offload it, throws it back in the inside. Wow, I did not think he was going to get that one away.
There's some big bodies out on that right-hand edge. He'll need to do his homework to get in over there.
Aaron Slater now just takes a settler at the centre of the park, and another 5 sets have gone down as DeMayo comes out, puts a grubber kick in. Naduki gets his foot to it.
2 in a row for Big Simmy.
Classy from the big fella.
He must be a fan of soccer because that was fantastic. Oh no, it looks like we've got him for a strip. It was almost a very good play there for Tommy Giles, but he obviously didn't see the one bloke hanging on down below.
Great defence from the Roos on the right-hand edge, just stopping the winger from the Cherrypickers going over as Smart goes to look to find touch.
And he gets some cheap, easy meters, an extra 10, and it looks like they'll take the tap from the right-hand side of the field.
Big Simmy coming to give his well-earned rest. Pemberton back on.
He's had a fantastic run in the last 20 minutes, Big Simeon Oduki. Did exactly what he needed to do as Ben Pemberton comes back onto the field. And James Hay takes another hit out through the centre of the park and offloads it to Stewart, who's been so fantastic so far this afternoon. Tackled there by Tommy Giles.
Roos just going through their set here. One pace after the other as Hoskins hits it up on the edge here. Just some disciplined play, settle it down again, get some possession back.
Both teams trying to make no mistakes and just get through the set of 6 and really get into the grind of this game because it's the last 10 minutes really where it's going to be won and lost.
Yeah, it's an arm wrestle right now, isn't it? Neither side wants to make a mistake. Neither side wants to concede one. And, it's on a nice edge right now.
And like you said, it's really going to be where those main men come up. As those the Cherrypickers will be Hall. And so far, Foster and Smart have been playing really well. Oh, no! Jack Bush has dropped it. He came across to take it. I thought the ball has just been all over the place here this afternoon. Unfortunately, they managed to draw the mistake.
Yeah, he had to hurry to that right at the end. It just dropped on him, and he had to really hurry and just fell out in front of him.
He didn't look comfortable, did he? He looked like he was going to easily take it. Then all of a sudden, the wind just blowing it out. And now the Roos, their best attacking opportunity so far in this second half.
It was good hustle by the Roos too, right? That's an easy catch with no pressure, but a good chase turns that into a tough one.
As you've just got here, young Zach Graham being looked at. The Roos just need to settle down, go back to basics. They've got the shape and they've got the plays. They've been working well with the shape at training, and let's see if they can put one on the board early in this second half.
And for the Roos so far, most of the damage been done when they're doing their short passing, inside-outside passes, running the defence around, and then targeting out wide the likes of Dakota Ruda.
Yeah, it's pretty simple right now, isn't it? They're connecting a few passes, winning rucks, and then Smarty's getting the ball to space pretty quickly.
As we see Foster thrown into the scrum, out to Smart. Offloads to Derudo, comes back inside. But the defence gets up in his face nice and quick, no room to move. That's what they need to do here, the Cherrypickers. As Graham comes out, passes it off to James Hay. Charges towards the defensive line. Heavy hits in the centre, but it still takes 3 to take him down. All the pressure being put on here by the Kangaroos. They throw it out wide in the hands of Foster. Offloads it to Hoskins, who keeps charging towards the line. Oh, he gets brought down centimetres short. Fantastic defence here from the Cherrypickers. They're putting under all sorts of pressure. James Smart back on the inside to Stewart. As they're just settling it down on the inside of the park, left or right, which way are they going to go?
I think they'll just keep going to the right where they've had success.
Smart now comes into the fence, comes back on the inside. Oh, just loses his footing there, Foster. Hopefully it was just a divot in the ground there. As we see Graham throws it off then to Foster, comes out to the right-hand side, cut out pass to Hoskins. Oh, no. And that really was some fantastic oh, no.
I think the knock-on was first there. He's saying it was a shoulder charge possibly, or it was a high shot. But it bounced off the shoulder. I thought there was a knock-on.
Yeah, I thought there was a knock-on there as well. I think that's an interesting call there from referee Ben Whitby.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, shoulder charge. That's a big call, especially with all the pressure coming in the last 2 sets of 6 here from the Kangaroos. They've been looking dangerous as they now said, and no, they're going to take the kick. And you got to say, smart option.
Yeah, look, I don't think that was Ollie's ball, and I too thought that was a knock-on before the incident, but right, referee saw that differently.
It was a line ball, but now it gives the Kangaroos exactly the opportunity they need. Charlie Barton, he's missed one and converted one so far here this afternoon as he takes the kick about 7 metres to the left-hand side of the posts. And I tell you what, with the game as close as it is, this could be a crucial 2 points.
Yeah, Roosters playing nice and patient down there, not forcing too much, not playing too extravagant, just trying to accumulate tackles, build pressure, let that build, let the fatigue build.
And I think you're right, it's almost the opposite of the first half, isn't it?
Yeah, Roos have come out with a bit more passion and a bit more drive. I think they've relaxed into the game now, and again, the calmness of Nathan Rose at halftime and giving them positive vibe, positive feedback has rubbed off on the Roos as Barton getting ready to
as we can see the crowd just cheering him on in the background.
Yeah, the Cherrypickers giving him a bit of curry there.
Love watching. This is what country football is all about. The crowd get involved as Barton strikes it, and he's nailed it. A crucial 2 points there from Charlie Barton. Puts it between the sticks, adds the 2 points, and that sees the Wagga Kangaroos increase their lead 12 points to 10 over the Cherrypickers.
Young don't need to panic here. They can get back into the grind. They're a very good side, and as Nick mentioned earlier, very well structured, and they've got the plays that can get them back into the game.
And it is almost the opposite of the first half, where we saw the Cherrypickers come out flying, but expect the Cherrypickers to have a massive second half as Pembleton comes off his own line. He charges straight down the line, gets it all the way up to the 20 metres. Good run to start off the set, but defence is the name of the game here for the Cherrypickers.
Yeah, definitely. While we're in the arm wrestle, I'd like to see some of the Cherrypicker, Nick Hall or both of the halves, Demio or Lucas, really do what Smarty's doing and take over there.
And that's exactly what they needed. There we go. They managed to force the mistake from the Roos.
Yeah, that's just what the boys needed, a little bit of field position and, one to go their way.
And fatigue really starting to set in as we're starting to get into the final 25 minutes.
Yeah, look, Jimmy won't be happy with that ball handling there. Just left it behind him as he hit the turfs.
And so far, most of the damage being done for the Cherrypickers on the sides as well. So take a look for Macquarie, Boyce, Boranavori, Freeman. As DeMeo comes across the defence, tries to split them, but pulled down by his opposite number in Smart. As Freeman comes out of dummy half, throws it back in the inside to Hall, back in the inside to Slater, as he charges straight at Jimmy Hay, who drives him back.
I see on the Cherrypickers bench, Jake Walker's taking a card, and we're going to be able to get him back in the play in a second. It'd be very handy.
And it couldn't come at a better time as they're constantly attacking the line. Their captain now, Tommy Giles, lines up. runs straight headlong. It takes 3 of them to stop him as they only just put him down on the 10.
That message at half-time to wrap that ball up on Tommy Giles has got through to the Roos.
He's very dangerous. DeMayo throws a pass out to Freeman. He bumps off 1, bumps off 2, charges towards the line. Oh, comes up just short. Great scrambling defence here for the Kangaroos as they pass it back off to DeMayo. So dummies back on the inside, passes it off to Giles, who just rambles his way into the defensive line, just happy to settle it down. I tell you what, he's got some fantastic balance there, Giles. As they continue attack through DeMayo, over to the right-hand side of the field. Oh, fantastic catch.
Zeke Foster steps up.
Just been a few of the Cherrypickers' kicks just failed to get through the line today. 1 or 2, they've been caught well by, or trapped by Roos players.
And we've seen it. It's a tactic we've particularly seen in the NRL with the Roosters. They will not let the ball through the line. And Kangaroos seem to be doing exactly the same thing as Oliver Hoskins gets tackled down in the centre of the field.
Making some metres now, the Roos. And I was looking at these Cherrypickers' line speed isn't really there at the moment.
As Chance Carey now comes in to help out his tiring forwards as he runs straight into Aaron Slater. Graham passes off to Stewart. Another great tackle in through the centre of the park.
A couple of strong defenders look like they're about to come back out. Big Jake Walker and Jesse Corcoran also going to come back on. 2 blokes who defend very well in the middle. Good wrestlers, good strong hitters.
And another high kick in the centre of the park. And Nick Hall showing every bit of his experience. Gets right underneath it, takes it with ease and brings him up to the 30.
Roos need to just lock in now and not give them so much metres so they can get a good set back out.
Fantastic run there from Navori as he gets a quick play. The ball to Mayo comes out, sees a retreating defence, tries to draw the penalty, but they just get back to the defensive line as he takes the tackle just past the 50.
It's that tackle technique, Nick, you were talking about before, mate, with the getting them on their backs, how the education has come down to Group 9 level, and the plays are a lot more sorted.
As Hogan now takes his tackle on the 30. All attacks so far here for the Cherrypickers on the 5th, making some great metres. Lucas throws at the back to Hall. Cut out pass on the right-hand side to Bush as he kicks back on the inside, targeting Nick Hall. Nick's the nearest one. Oh, that bounce was horrible.
So fortunate there for Bowie Foster. He was in the. You got to be there to get those balls and covered well at the back.
They must have kicked a leprechaun in the jats there here, the Cherrypickers, because absolutely no luck on that bounce.
That was a big play by Bowie Foster. Didn't have to be there from the right side of the field to get across there and cover for that kick, and didn't bounce well for either of them, but he got a good grab.
As we see the Kangaroos trying to come out of their own end, the young Cherrypickers not making it easy. As big hits have been the name of the game here this afternoon. I'd love shares in ice because I think they're going to go through the roof after this game.
Yeah, that's right, mate. And look, here goes Jimmy Hay now up again, making good metres on those flanks. That's the first attack and play we've seen from Young in the last 10 minutes, so get a good kick return here and see what they can put on again.
I tell you what, I like that last set. Nick Hall coming around, getting his hands on the ball, starting to play. We need a lot more of that.
That was a heroic run there from Hall. He just did not hold back. He charged headlong into the line and got the first play of the ball just shy of the 40. They're on the front foot so far here, the Cherrypickers. Quick play, the ball's coming up against retreating defence as they throw it back on the inside of the field. I'll tell you what, and they're starting 3rd tackle, and they're already on the Kangaroos 40.
They're starting to make some good momentum, and here comes Big Tom again, and now Jake's back on.
And this is what we were hoping to see from the Cherrypickers in this second half, the forwards combining and charging through the centre of the park. As they continue to come out to the left-hand side of the field, Freeman now bouncing and dodging and twisting in the tackles, getting them all the way up to the 20.
They had a good battle out there on that side.
Absolutely. I think Freeman and Dakota Rutter have been fantastic. And they go up. He gets it. Oh, I think there was a little bit of a bobble when he got up. So that'll be the end of that. But I tell you what, if you've got to hand the ball over, 2 metres from the try line's the place to do it.
Yeah, the Cherrypickers have just lifted a little bit in the last 5 minutes. A couple of fresh legs on the field have turned their momentum and their intensity around a little bit. And Roos have got to go match them now.
And who puts his hand up for the first run? It's our old mate, Jimmy Hay.
Yeah, Jimmy making a point that he doesn't want to come off again, Deucey.
I tell you what, with 20 minutes to go and the grand final on the line, you would be a braver man than I to even attempt it. As the Kangaroos start coming out of their own end, Graham passes it off to Ruder, who comes out. Oh, some fantastic defence on Ruder. He's usually breaking 1 or 2 tackles, but Giles was right there.
Smart taking over here, just belting it up through the middle. We'll get to the 5th, put a kick in, and let's put a better defensive and keep them in their own half.
And very much like the first half, I think even though the Kangaroos have come out on fire, as Hoskins comes up through the centre of the park, some very shabby defence, but great cover defence there by their captain, Tommy Giles. And in the hands of James Smart now puts a kick up high, and it's a floater. Oh, great take there by Navori. That kick was unbelievable. It just sort of floated there. You didn't know which way it was going to go.
Yeah, it was a good catch.
And Boro Navori takes his traditional run back, gets him just shy of the 30. Now back on the inside, the hard work to do here for the Cherrypickers, but so far it's a 2-point lead here to the Kangaroos with 19 minutes to go, 12 points to 10.
Great run, Jake Walker. He's come out and really lifted things.
As Mayo comes into dummy half now, as they continue to attack through the centre of the park, using their big boys to try and tire out some of these forwards from the Kangaroos.
Bit of movement on the Kangaroos bench here with Rose putting a ticket across, and looks like Simmy's back out there soon.
And definitely he's going to be definitely needed as Lucas gets a quick play of the ball, throws it off to DeMayo, puts a kick up high into the centre of the park, manages to pick the gap between Rudy. Oh, not the bounce they were hoping for. Navori gets up, gets the offload to Freeman.
Oh, great.
Oh, great cover defence.
Yeah, very dangerous letting that one bounce. There's a couple of balls have bounced out there today, and
that's a couple of times now Nick and Roos have let that bounce, and that wind must be still playing a bit of a game out there.
Yep, the Cherrypicker boys attacking balls there. Big Boro didn't do too bad, and Naya just couldn't find the line.
Yeah, and it was really some great cover defence from the wingers out there by Ruda. Managed to get across to bring him down. Otherwise, Freeman would have been in for all money. And as we see Jimmy Hay take the first tackle up, he gets pulled down just on the 20. Neither side giving an inch as Simi Nuduki takes his first run of this stint.
Making good metres. The two bookends, both of them, 20 metres up the field, back up through the middle again. And there's that combination we see a lot with Graham, Foster and Smart.
As fatigue starts to come in, yeah, Graham and Foster really doing a one. Oh, great hit. He was almost through there, Foster. He spotted the gap, but it was a great cover tackle there by Devon.
Don't take dummies off that fella.
Absolutely not. As James Smart, like he's done a couple of times this afternoon, just does a little two-step in front of the defence, and they just watch him. I would not be doing that to James Smart all that often. And another big kick as they try, and Stewart comes through to try and put pressure on Hall, but Hall takes it easily.
Great chase by the Roos.
And important defensive set of 6 here for Kangaroos as the Young tries to come out of their own 10. Oh, driving him back, getting down low and go. And who is it? It's Harry Stewart.
His tackle technique today has been outstanding.
Oh, I tell you what, they've lifted here in the last couple of minutes, the Kangaroos. You definitely know a game is on here.
It's ferocious out there right now.
It's bringing the crowd right into this game now. Let's see who's got the supporters behind them.
These last 15 minutes is all that stands between one team and premiership glory as DeMayo then puts a kick in, aiming for a 40-20 down this left-hand side. But Charlie Barton puts himself into a brilliant position, takes the ball and gets the tackle right on the 40. And a hard tackle there by DeMayo brings him down.
Yeah, that looked pretty entertaining. I don't know if there was much in it, but he had his cranky face on.
Yeah, he's trying to do everything he can to try and get there. And I think we've got a steal.
Oh, what's happening out there?
I think he's going to pay this. Lucas gets in there, and he reckons he's stolen the ball. Oh, that is a huge play there from Lucas. As both sides just say, you want to get a beer after the game? Yeah, sure, mate. I'd absolutely love to. I'll shout. No, I'll shout. No, you shout. No, let's play the ball.
The tensions have lifted out there.
They really can see how much it means to this game, and that was an incredibly important move there by Lucas.
Yeah, it was a nice, smart play. Saw the opportunity, and Tommy Demio on the other side's fist pumping after his hit. You know, they're both the halfbacks of the Cherrypickers trying to lift.
As Giles offloads to Walker, continues to go through the centre of the park, doing all of the hard work.
Looks like big Harry Stewart's earned a bit of a break from Nathan Rose, and out there's young Benny Cronin.
And I don't think anybody's earned it more. I think his defensive work especially has been gigantic so far in this match for the Kangaroos. Let's see how they adjust with Cronin on the field. He tries to get a quick play the ball. Corcoran offloads it to Lucas, charges at the line, back into Hall. Going fast. Oh, heavy contact there from Hall.
Noah Colleen, good tackle.
Looking a bit rubbery there, Hall, as they continue to attack the blind side. Into Bush, he puts a kick through, and Carey managed to get it. Oh, fantastic. Picks the ball up, he charges going inside, outside, runs straight into Makawari. Boise puts him onto his back.
Yeah, lucky to get away with that one there.
Yeah, he trapped the ball, picked it up and made 15 good metres, and now he's got the penalty. That's a That's a real turnaround,
That's a huge call there. Looks like he's opting for a shoulder charge, and that's going to give the easiest of runs for the Kangaroos now out of their own end.
Yeah, fortunate enough there. Good work there by Carey down the bottom side. Just stuck his foot out. It seems to be a habit of this, and Simi Nanduki.
As the tensions have risen in these last 5 minutes, both sides, it means that much to them to try and take out the game here this afternoon. As we see Chance Carey just there being seen to by the trainers down the right-hand side as he brings out Devon and Tommy Giles.
Seems to be plenty of referees in the grandstand today at the moment.
Yeah, he's getting lots of support, right?
And looks like he's just given him a bit of a warning, very similar, and he will go have a chat to the Kangaroos as well, try and reduce the temperatures a little bit here this afternoon. As we count down, we're just 14 minutes to go here in this second half between the Cherrypickers and the Kangaroos. It's an all-important penalty kick from Charlie Barton that sees the Kangaroos get a 2-point lead.
It's getting down to that last 15 minutes now where every play counts, you know, and that's why we love grand finals, because it's so exciting. Every penalty, every tackle, every effort's important right now, because 2 points the difference.
And discipline takes over here, doesn't it, Nick? It's just like whoever's got the stability and the possession controls the game.
You've got to have the discipline to defend well. We need to slow down rucks. You know, whichever side wins rucks here is going to go close.
And that's a smart run there from Graham, trying to shadow Corcoran and make his way through the line, but Corcoran not falling for it. Great backup defence as Foster comes out of dummy half. Great cover tackle from Gale and pulls him down. I don't know why they're calling for it. I didn't really see much in there, did you, Nick?
It looked like it was a bit of a chop. I thought he was chopping at the ball to try to chop the ball out, and you know, sometimes there can be a bit of gamesmanship too. You know, every penalty, everything counts here.
Absolutely. As we just see what referee Ben Whippy's going to do so far here this afternoon. This could be an incredibly important call or non-call. Only 14 minutes to go here, 12 points to 10. The Kangaroos and the Pickers. Kangaroos hold on to a 2-point lead. As we see the doctor again just seeing to Foster here just on the 30.
Zeke's been carrying a shoulder injury for the last couple of weeks, and that heavy contact in there, and I agree with you, Nick. I think he was just chopping in at the ball there. There was no malice at all. He was just trying to free that ball-carrying hand up, and Zeke looks like he's okay, and he'll play the ball.
Yeah, I think the Roos need him out there too. He's very dangerous. He's looking likely all day.
He's been running into the line and definitely drawing in the defence, and he can either take the gap himself or he's been opening it up for his sidemen. As Smart comes back on the inside to Ruda. Some real speed coming in the centre of the ruck as he gets pulled down by Giles. Giles getting a ton of defence work done. And here he is, Foster offloads it to Hoskins as he keeps humping his legs to go to the line. Pulled down desperately short. And that was the fifth. Wow, that came up very quick.
Yeah, snuck up that little break-in play there for a second. The stoppage, you can just lose count sometimes.
And they're now the toughest of decisions here for the Cherrypickers. They try to come out of their own end. Macquarie Boys takes the first run, gets them all the way up to the 10.
Roos have got to be disciplined again. I'll keep saying that word discipline, but that's what's going to bring Cherrypickers back in the game. Any sort of penalty here, and they can get up the field.
They've been making most of their meters through the centre of the park with a 1-2 punch of Giles and Walker, who has the ball now. Great cover tackle there by Simi Nanduki. Brings him down desperately short of the 20. So far, this is the best defensive set of 6 we've seen from the Roos. Oh, no!
There's that discipline thing. A little bit of fatigue and a tackle slinks up.
I think I just put the kibosh on them. Just when you say they're having a great defensive set, unfortunately, they let that one go.
Yeah, that a bit lazy there from Bowie.
I'd really like to see the Cherrypickers connect some passes here. You know, it's easy when you've got a big side to play one out, but I think you only beat a good defence by passing through a good defence, and I think they need to find a way to push up on each other, connect a few little passes, and they'll find guys like Nick Hall getting the game on the back of that.
I think you're right, and in the modern game where the defence is so structured and they communicate so well, it's those short passes that can really open up the defence, like we saw from the Roos in the first half.
It's the non-structure stuff that you've got to break a defence up in this sort of, you know, against good defences, you need to connect passes.
And they keep making their way down the field. The Roos under all sorts of pressure here as Lucas offloads it to Macquarie Boys. Palms off one, palms off two, tries to get down to the field. Some great defence here by the Roos.
And Colleen's given away about 10, 15 kilos there in size, and he's held up that all afternoon.
He is one bloke that plays well above his size. He looks like one of the smaller back rowers, but he doesn't take a backward step.
Yeah, we spoke about Noah earlier on the game. Cochrane goes back to the left.
as DeMayo puts a kick up high to the centre of the park. Nick Hall chasing it. It goes up. He gets up. The ball goes backwards, ends up in the hands of the Cherrypickers. He charged for the line. Oh, no, he's raked it out. Oh, no, that's not what you needed.
He just couldn't find a pass there. It looked like he was finding, and yeah, they didn't need to rake that out.
No, I think that was a little rush of blood to the head there from Dakota Ruder, because he didn't need to rake that one.
No, definitely not there. And look, the Roos have really got to switch on here in defence. They've been pretty strong on their line over the last 60 minutes.
The Cherrypickers have got themselves back into this game over the last 5 minutes with nothing but grit and determination as Walker charges at the line, just bounces one off him, and no better chance than now. Isn't that right, Nick?
This is where you set up. You've been practicing these shapes and plays all year, and now you need to make one good one.
Absolutely. As fatigue starts to set in, only 10 minutes to go. 2-point lead here to the Kangaroos. DeMayo gets the ball, passes it out the back to Nick Hall, who dances left, dances right, comes back in, charges hard at the line. Oh, so close. Gets pulled down centimetres short. Some great scramble defence there by Nate Dookie as they come out. Quick pass back on the inside. He comes over the line. And he gets held up. Some massive defence there from the Kangaroos.
Yeah, great defence there on the line from Simi and Smart. Smart's been around that ball close. He stays right in the centre there.
Look to DeMayo now. Yeah, as he puts a chip kick over the side, targeting Navori. Oh, the ball goes back. And it ends up in the hands of the... No, looks like he's saying it's actually come off Navori. And he's going to play the knock-on.
20-metre restart.
Because actually, yeah, that looks like that was actually a knock-on for Navori inside the in-goal, which will get the 20-metre restart and a 7-tackle set.
Gutsy D by Roos, they're hanging on. You know, how many more of those can they defend?
Exactly. I mean, the last 10 minutes, it's going to be so hard with draining the tank as McWarry boys heavy tackle there on Colleen. And looks like Stewart is back on the field.
Yeah, I think they've gone back to their smart heads, their calm plays. Bring Stewart back out there to settle down this young forward pack. And Pendleton looks like he's got a small break.
He's really learnt a lot over the last year or two, Pembleton. He turned out of the tackle and got him an extra 10 metres back in the inside to Stewart. Runs into Giles, who's doing an absolute power of defence so far here in this second half. It's 12 points to 10, only 9 minutes to go.
Has Giles been off this half yet?
No, I don't think he's had a rest yet today. He's a big performance by the skipper.
Yeah, great performance.
As Charlie Barton comes in to try and take advantage of some tiring forwards through the centre of the park. Took a heavy tackle there as Graham passes it off to Foster. He dummies one. Oh, tries to split the defence. Just couldn't get the pass away. 5th tackle now. Kick is going to be so important. Offloads it clean. Puts a kick in the backfield. Comes off the Cherrypickers and comes off the feet and goes back.
I'd be sending the message out there to the Cherrypickers. Don't take any dummies.
No, because he's been selling them like a cheap suit. So far, they've not been buying. But as the Cherrypickers come out of their own end, they're trying everything they can to try and get back into this game. Now with Nick Hall.
The Roos are stepping up here in defence, and I think they've just named this set to keep them down this end.
It definitely might be worth trying to... I think what you said, Nick, is exactly what they need to do. Short passes and try and run them around.
It's hard. It's easy to do up here, but when you're out there under fatigue and you've got a line of Roos players, you know, beating you up, makes it hard.
Great defence there from the Roos. Kept them down near the 20.
And a beautiful torpedo kick into the backfield. Oh, not getting the pass they need. Goes over the head of Barton and keeps bouncing down. And Lucas chasing the kick as he comes down. Oh, just manages to ankle tap Barton as he takes the first tackle on the 35.
Yeah, great chase. Jacob Lucas on one leg out there for the second half, and big effort.
Those are the effort plays that'll hopefully get the Cherrypickers back into the game as Corcoran tries to steal it. But I tell you what, Carmen Pereira is holding on for dear life. And
Kerry hitting it here. He's it just seems Young needs to make some tackles, get in some group tackles, stop trying to steal the ball. Roos are making some really big meters.
Oh, and he makes the break. Foster breaks it in back end, throws it back in the inside. Oh, he throws it to Corcoran.
Jesse Corcoran.
That was a smart little play, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a good footballer. He's a smart footballer, Jesse. He put himself where he had to be there. It was needed by the young Cherrypickers right then. And
I wouldn't surprise it if he heard a call of pass it to me back on the inside. As the Cherrypickers now come out of their own end. A fantastic defensive effort there from Jesse Corcoran to take the intercept. They've got to go 70 metres, and they've got to do it in 6 minutes to try and get themselves back into this game. Navori gets a second phase pass off to Walker, continues down the centre of the park. That's what they need to do more of.
Yeah, Roos was winning rucks in that last set. You know, there was too many play the balls there where we didn't have a markers, we didn't have A's in place, and Roos jumped through the middle of the ruck.
And that's the 5th tackle now. Let's see what DeMayo can do here with the kick. The chase is going to be super important here, but it's hard to do on weary legs. And Carey takes it easily on his right-hand side before he gets met by Makawari Boyce and gets taken down on the 30.
There's some tired bodies out there, Deucey, and I think it's time for these little men to go to get in here.
Oh, we almost saw it there from Colleen. We were saying that when fatigue comes in, that's what he needs. Oh, there we go. That's what they needed. And you never would have thought it had come from their main man, James Smart.
Yeah, James Smart just trying to play over the line there. He saw some weary tackles. There's a few soft tackles there, and Smarty was about to take advantage of that. He just took off to play over the line and just overcooked it a bit, that one.
That extra effort from Giles there at marker.
I think he has done everything he can to try and keep this side back in this game. I think his defence has been outstanding. He's, I think it's affected him just a little bit in attack, but as they attack out of the 10.
If Smarty gets that, he's in the backfield then.
As they continue to tackle, not making too many metres off the back of the scrum. As they continue through the centre of the park with Walker, charges straight into Hoskins. Is brought down, great assist there by Pembleton. This time Lucas comes straight to the line, offloads it. Oh, fantastic tackle there from the Roos.
Yeah, Foster's really stepping up now, and his experience is going to pay into this back end.
And Corcoran quickly comes out of dummy half and just charges, brought down again there by Pembleton. Lucas coming into dummy half, offloads it. Again, just doing one out running. He keeps pumping those legs. Oh, he was so close.
Big effort, Jake Hogan. He's been really big today. Hasn't had a rest.
Getting very close there as it comes into Mayo, comes back on the inside to Navori, charges at the line. It's the 5th tackle. They need to offload it. Ends up in the hands of Walker. Offloads it to Freeman. He keeps going. He pumps off 1, pumps off 2. He's over! Wow, what a run from Freeman! It was a second phase play there by Walker. He managed it. He was almost locked up there by the Roos. Threw the pass out the back to Freeman. Freeman, that was just pure determination.
Yeah, that was just unlucky by Roos. There's just fatigue coming in both sides. You know, occasionally just some arm tackles on both sides. And that's one of those weird ones that comes from broken play, right? Big Borrow Navori needing to get the pass out. Naya Freeman good, picking up a loose ball, and he was good enough.
I got to say, the Kangaroos have been outstanding, but what they've been doing to Young all game just got reversed.
Yeah, exactly. And then they cut that straight back across. The ball hits the turf. You don't stop. You've got to continue on with the game. And, yeah, full advantage by the centre.
And the last grand final, we won by 2 points. You have to go back to 2011, but so far we got the kick to come as the Cherrypickers take the lead. It's 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 31 years of pain is on the line here. Nick is climbing the walls. He wants to jump onto the field and join them. And I tell you what, Walshy, I think you're just about as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Yeah, that's right. And look, I feel for the boys down there. They're putting in a fantastic effort today. It's not over yet. We've got, what do you say?
3 minutes to go.
3 minutes to go. And we've got the players out there that can make it quite a competitive finish to this game.
I tell you what, strap yourselves in, folks, because we've got 3 minutes to go, and it is all to play here this afternoon. Makawari Boy sets up his kick just to the left-hand side of the posts. And I tell you what, there has never been a more crucial two-point kick.
Yeah, this is a big one. 3 minutes to go. I think both sets of fans down there at the scoreboard end have gone very quiet. I'm sure everyone at the Australian Hotel back in Young's gone quiet. Don't go to the bar. Don't get a beer. We've got 3 minutes, boys.
I tell you what, is it going to be a turnaround? I think Roos have played a fantastic second half, but it was a desperate pass from Jake Walker out the back to Freeman, and Freeman just charged towards the line as he puts the kick up, and he's got it! He's added the 2 points. Makawari Boyce, when it needed, has slotted it right between the posts and given the Cherrypickers a 4-point lead.
There's the assignment. Roos need to try. They need to get their hands on the ball here. They're going to go short. Are they going to go for a sideline? What are they going to do?
It's a 4-point match here. Walshy, who are the guys we've got to look to?
Yeah, I'm looking here for a short one off the kick off to Ollie Hoskins here.
As he charges to the left-hand side, Hoskins gets under it and he takes it! Oh, you read that like a book as Hoskins wins up high, AFL style, and comes down with it. As now it's Foster, throws it off to Smart, comes down, steps left and right through the centre of the park. All the pressure now being put on by the Kangaroos.
Tackle Cherrypickers.
We just need to relax here. There's 6 sets, we've got 2.5 minutes to go.
as they continue to charge through to the centre of the park with Ben Pembleton. Both sides showing exactly how much this means to them. 16 points to 12, 4-point lead to the Cherrypickers. Smart offloads to Foster. Cut out pass there to Hoskins, who gets tackled there by Lucas. Only 2 minutes or immortality. That's what it's going to be here this afternoon. The Cherrypickers and the Kangaroos. Foster, Smart, back on the inside to Hay. The Cherrypickers holding on. Their defence holding out.
They'd have to go to Dakota Rutu side.
As that's what they're doing. He passes off to Dakota Ruta, charges at the line, and they're throwing everybody they can in front of him, and they bring him down on the 5th. That came up very quickly to me.
Yeah, no, that was the last. They needed to get a kick. They needed to make a pass. They needed to do something, but they've still got a chance to get the ball back here, Roos. They're going to double their efforts in defence, and it's going to be some hard meters for the Cherrypickers here in the next 60 seconds.
Safety first football, gentlemen. That is which means you hold onto the ball with both hands and you do not let go, because there's going to be a lot of thieves out there on the field in these last minutes. And Walshy, incredibly close match, but very strange 5th tackle option.
Yeah, look, it's been the strength down that right-hand edge, and I think just went one too many times. Maybe should have taken the option to put it into the field, infield goal. Hopefully Roos will get one more set, one more chance. And
looks like it with just about 1 minute to go, I think the Roos will get it, and if the Cherrypickers have any saying it will be deep in their own territory. But when you guys like got James Smart and Zeke Foster in your side, they are dangerous from all over the park as they take the tackle. That's right, you're injured, you're sick, you're dying, you couldn't possibly get up. He's like, I've got a bit of a neck grip, could I get a bit of a massage? No, he decides to play it. As they continue up through the centre of the park, it's a 4-point game here. 45 seconds to go, and Rugby League immortality. He puts the kick over the sideline. That is a weird kick.
Well, it's going to chew up some time. We might have liked some more meters, but it might chew up 10 seconds here.
I told Giles to be marshalling his troops and telling him, you tackle your little blue backsides off, because that's what's going to need. Quick pass. Oh, fantastic tackle around the legs there by DeMayo.
What that short kick's done is put Roos in within shot. You know, they're playing in their end of the field with 15 to go.
Forward pass. Oh, and that could be the ball game. Oh, I tell you what, the Roos have been absolutely heroic here this afternoon. The young Cherrypickers came out like a bull on the gate, and I tell you what, Young, they're just about to charge the field. They don't care that the horn hasn't gone on. And they've done it! They've broken a 31-year hoodoo. Nick, how you feel?
I'm pumped. Yeah, well done, boys. I'm speechless. I'm really proud of the boys. They did a huge job. It's been really hard for the Cherrypickers for a long time, and they've earned that one. Well done.
I tell you what, the Kangaroos, it was an absolutely heroic effort. They can hang their heads high because Walshy, they have had an amazing season.
It's been a great season, and through all those injuries and through all those changes throughout, the credit to the boys to get to the grand final. We stuck it right through to that last 5 minutes, and Young just held on and were too good.
And it certainly wasn't lack of effort from either side, but it really was the young Cherrypickers, and I think you were right, Nick, what you said earlier. It just came to those moments. Come the moment, come at the man, and it really was that pass from Walker to Freeman that nailed it.
Yeah, Naya found the moment, found a way, you know, picked up a loose ball, nothing's really happening, and he just found a way, and I'm really proud of all the boys. I'm really proud Naya got to have his moment because he's one of those guys who's been there for a long time doing this for the Cherrypickers. He's had the tough years, and I'm really glad he got to do that.
It's been a fantastic season of Group 9 Rugby League. We're so glad you joined us here on All In Sports. Nick, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. I tell you what, have one at the Aussie Hotel. They've had big hi to everyone at the Aussie Hotel and the RSL. I know that place is going to be going absolutely going to paint the town red. Paint the town blue here this afternoon. Yeah. And Walshy, the Roos had a fantastic year, but thanks so much for joining us this year on All In Sports.
Thanks for having me. It's been a great experience. And look, we'll be back at the Sporties ourselves, and we'll take that as a good effort. There shouldn't be too much. Obviously, you'll see the disappointment on the faces down there now, but the Roos should hold their heads high.
But a big silver lining for the Roos, because you did win the 16s grand final, you've won the under-18s, and you got all 5 grades into the final. So there's a very bright future there for the Roos.
Yeah, definitely. And with the Roos getting the club championship across this year, that was one of our main focus points as well. Looking for bigger, better things in 2025.
And it's been one of the best years of rugby league I've seen on record. And the young Cherrypickers breaking a 31-year hoodoo to finally raise the flag. Take a toast there, Tommy Giles. I think you've earned it this year. This is Deucey from All In Sports. Thank you so much for joining us this year, and I'll see you next year.
If our players can start making their way over to the presentation guys, and we can get the presentations underway.
Could the young team make their way across, please, and the Kangaroos across to the stage area, please, for presentations. Could the young team please make your way across to the presentation area, and Wagga Kangaroos too, please. Could all the young and Wagga Kangaroos, players and supporters, and whoever make your way across to the presentation area, please. It would be appreciated if you could make your way to the presentation area, please. Final call for young Cherrypickers and Wagga Kangaroos to come across to the presentation area, please. Our match officials have had a big day as well. I'm sure they're keen to get on the road as well. Thank you. Well, we've just had another outstanding game of rugby league between Young and the Wagga Kangaroos. Went right down to the wire once again, which is what grand finals are all about. So thanks you to both teams for a very entertaining and thrilling match. We're very grateful to Great Northern, a part of the Carlton United group, are sponsoring first grade this year, and I'd like to ask Nick O'Connell to come to the stage, please. Nick's going to be presenting the awards to the various teams and players. If I may, I'd like to start with the match officials. The centre referee, Ben Whitby. Ben, Father of the Year, congratulations. Well done, Ben, congratulations, great game. Touch judges, Hoosh Fella and Brad Baker. Thank you, Hoosh. Thank you, Brad. Moving on to the teams. Commiserations to Wagga Kangaroos. Fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic games. I know the thoughts on the sideline were that they weren't too sure who was going to be winning today. With 10 minutes out, it could have been anyone's game. And I'd like to call upon James Smart, captain of Wagga Kangaroos, please to come to the stage to say a few words. It's always very difficult. Times like this, very disappointing. However, no, James will have the right words to say.
Thank you. Firstly, congratulations to Young. Well-deserved premiers, obviously been the team to beat all year. Certainly a tough contest out there today. Just want to thank the group. Benny Whitby and crew did a great job today. Huge thank you to Nay, Skip, Tank, all the guys who work so hard to get us ready to go each week. Yeah, obviously boys, it's been a tough season, but we just kept on hanging in there, turning up for each other. We kept on doing the same thing today, and it could have easily went the other way. But obviously there's a lot of positives to take out of this season. And thanks for everyone who supported us throughout the year. And once again, congratulations, Pickers.
Thank you, James. Well said. And to the captain of the victorious team, the young Cherrypickers, Tom Giles.
First, I'd like to say congrats to Rosie and the boys tonight. Unbelievable. To come from fourth, elimination all the way through and do that. It was an unreal day, and that was a great game of footy. It was unreal. Cheers to Benny, refs, Fletch and stuff like that. Cheers, unreal. Thanks, boys. I appreciate all you putting up with me and surely putting up with Tommy over there. It's probably hard, but you did a good job and I appreciate you. Cheers. Just to our sponsors, unbelievable. That hill was full and the supporters here, it's unbelievable. It's been a long time coming and we were probably due for one. Yeah, it was a great game for you. We were due for one. Thanks, Sharon. It's great. He's trusted me this year. Couldn't doubt without this. Happy for a part of the faith. Just supporters have been unreal all year long. Just, the boys have got one more thing for us. Let's go pack the Aussie.
And now to the best on ground or player of the match. And this award is a part of the John Hill legacy, and we have Jeff Hill from the Hill family to make this presentation. And I had my thoughts who the best player was going to be, as did Jeff here, and we both agreed. We both came up with the same name, and that goes to number 1, Nick Hall.
Jeez, I'm not real good at this. But credit to Kangaroos, boys, you've killed it all year. Tough game today. Us boys, it's been a long time. Just to the community back home, families, all the travellers, thank you for the year, and let's go party, eh?
Now I'd like to invite Nick O'Connell back up on stage. And we'll present the team medals. Sorry, rings. Sorry, I got that wrong. Rings, boys, not medals. Number 1, Nick Hall. Number 2, Jack Bush. 3, Devon McClary Boyce. 4, Janaea Freeman. 5, Aberosio Lavori. 6, Jacob Lucas. 7, Tom DeMayo. 8, Jake Walker. 9, Jesse Corcoran. 11, Shay Hislop. 12, Jake Hogan. 13, Lachlan Gale. 14, Brock Singh. 15, Angus Smith. 16, Jake Cambos. 17, Aaron Slater. 18, Charlie Corcoran. 19, Max Jones. And of course, number 10, Tom Giles. Congratulations to the Great Northern First Grade Premiers for 2024, the young Cherrypickers.